Get these numbers in time to put them on a slide. I apologize for that. So we've got about 7,800 square feet of space in this building and the kids' zone building, excluding the youth room. If we were to do this addition, one floor, the total square footage would be a little over 11,000. We would simply add about 3,300, which isn't a whole lot. For instance, this sanctuary is about 2,800 square feet. So we would only be adding a little more than that with one floor. Now we add a second floor because it overhangs and the layout's a little bigger. That would add another 7,500 square feet to do 2 floors. I think I forgot to walk through the costs of each phase. The just one floor was around 750,000. To go to 2 floors, finished space was 1.2, 1.3 million. One quote that we got from one building. Okay, that's the range of that proposal. A possible floor plan for that, and again, once the outside walls and dimensions, if we're not able to buy land, the outside walls are fairly fixed as to what we can do. If you can see, here's our current sanctuary right there, and this is our current building right there. Here's the addition. Now it's opened up with bigger bathrooms, bigger lobby, stairwells to go to the second floor. But here's the Sunday school rooms that would be added, a bigger kitchen, this big multi-purpose room out here. Play area, whatever, and then a second floor on top of it to be divided up anyway. Just an idea. Nothing fixed. We haven't spent much time talking about what would the interior look like at all, but we know we need education space. That's one way to divide it up. Okay? Are there any questions about that proposal before we go to the next one? Yes?
Over here.
Yeah, thank you.
With what you just showed, still, you're not allowed to pave any more of the green space, right?
That's correct.
So the parking lot doesn't extend.
With this proposal, yeah, without buying, if we cannot buy any land for a reasonable price, then we can't expand our parking lot unless we tear down a building and make it a parking lot, which would seem to be counterproductive because we need to be adding buildings, okay, or adding space. So that's correct. This only gets us educational space, one floor, about 3,300 square feet more than what we currently have, 2 floors, about 75, about 10,000 total. Yes?
How much do they want for the land and how much land are they offering if you did buy it?
We're talking about simply 2 to 3 acres. And the initial asking price is about $100,000 an acre. The research, yeah, that was our reaction too. Are you kidding me? Research we did a year ago on value of local land sold here in these 2 townships, Laycock and Earl Township. A really high, good price was $50,000 to $60,000 an acre. So yeah, that's our struggle. That's our struggle. So
is it okay in the zoning to do that?
yes, we've checked with Laycock zoning. We could add 2 or more acres to our current property without much trouble. There is a limiting factor there as well because we're zoned agricultural, so we can only ever cover 30% of an acre with building or parking lot. So we buy an acre, we only get 30% of that we can develop. Okay? So there is that limiting factor.
Basically, we would need 3 acres.
We would need 3 acres? Well, yeah, need, who knows what we need. Like that 10 maybe, I don't know. But yeah, another question here? Yes, Scott?
Actually, too, can they change the variance? You say, oh, the proposal cuts down the amount of land used. Can the variance be changed for that?
We asked that question and we could, yes, there's a possibility we could get variance, a change, but it wouldn't go to 50 or 60%. It would go to 35 or 40.
This existing plan goes to 40%, am I not correct, with the addition that we're talking about?
No, it goes to like 35.
35.
Even with this layout, yes, even with this layout, we need to go and get a bit of a variance. We're actually about 31% now. We're a little over right now. It's grandfathered in, it's okay, but I mean, they're not going to come shut us down because we're breaking the law. But, okay?
Yeah, this was an idea about expanding sanctuary along with the,
There was another proposal, the very first proposal we looked at, in basically this same kind of building shape, looked at turning this into a sanctuary, a bigger sanctuary, although it would only go to 300, and then maybe dividing this up into education space, but that didn't give us near enough education space. And expanding our sanctuary when we can't cover the parking currently didn't seem to make sense either. So that's why, I mean, you could put a sanctuary in here, but it would seem like a short-term answer at best. Okay? Good question. Let's go to the next proposal. This proposal developed in the last month, did you know? It kind of grew out of, not kind of, it did grow out of when we went to the New Holland Rec Center for our worship service and baptism and had a great Sunday there. Well, in my visits to the rec center in the week leading up to that to talk and prepare, I noticed a big sign on the side of the former goods furniture warehouse, which the rec center bought. Chunk of where the New Holland Rec Center used to be a big corner of the goods furniture warehouse, not the store. The store sits along Route 23 and is now the New Holland reusage shop. That was goods furniture store. The warehouse sat back Shirk Road a little bit on the east side. A big chunk of that's now the rec center, but there's still there's almost 100,000 square feet of warehouse space there that is for sale. I noticed that for sale sign and began to think, And it's owned by Mr. Richard Good, who Mike Roth, my brother-in-law, worked for directly for a number of years. Mike made contact, I made contact, and talked about just the possibility of, first of all, would you be willing to sell just part of it? And would you be willing to consider a church? And he said, I'd love to have a church in there. And yes, we'd be willing to sell a part of it. So that opened the door for us to begin asking the question, what would that be like? What would that mean for us? Just to get it, make sure it's clearly in everybody's head, go to the next slide. Here is an overhead view. Now the lines and numbers is because this came, where did this come from, Dan? It's a deed, picture of deeds, right? Yeah. So those are deed numbers there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here is Shirk Road. Route 23 is just off the map. It's right here. Okay. The reusage shop's right here. Sheets is down in this corner. That's probably the backyard of Nate and Cheryl Dittner's house. Right there. So they like this plan because they can walk. This whole structure is the former goods furniture warehouse. Okay? This piece right here in the front is now the rec center. All right, there's the water tank. This isn't developed, right? There's a big awning right here now, the main entrance. This piece in the red outline is the piece that we are looking at considering. Would that become some new church? By the way, that piece is 20,000 square feet big. The rest of this is just humongous. If this used to be, this section right here, used to be the goods furniture outlet store, if you ever went there. The main entrance is right here, which we'll see in some of the next slides. Oh, there's a map slide. Okay. Go back to the previous one. Just if you're not familiar with the area, here's where we currently are. It's 4.5 miles by Peters Road and Shirk Road to the goods warehouse. I did a little map study. If we were consider making this move, it would be a shorter drive for about 55% of our church family, and a longer drive for about 45%. So I figured we just have a tug of war.
Dave,
No, I'm kidding. Yes, sir.
how many square feet, if we do the other proposal,
Mhm.
the 10,000 square feet,
Mhm.
how many square feet do we already have?
Total, this building is 5,000 something, 5,500 square feet. Our total, the three buildings, our total square footage is like 7,600 square feet.
So if we did the other one, we'd get like,
3 times that much. And potential for another 15 on top of that, because you can go 2 floors. You're getting it. You're getting it. All right, so go to the next pictures now. Again, just to familiarize, if you were there, this is the entrance to the rec center where we went in for our worship and baptism service. And it's on this end, the south end of the building where that space is. You come around, right here's the corner. You go around the corner and there's the entrance into what was the outlet store. Go to the next slide. Again, just for more views, familiarizing yourself with where it is. Around the corner from the rec center. Here's a side view. Then the next one takes us inside. That's the space. Here's the entrance here. So you're standing at like Shirk Road is to your back and looking in. I don't know if you can see these, but there's a group of Summit viewers right there. Gives you a bit of an idea of the size of this thing. It's more than big enough for 2 floors. In fact, that's what this is back here. This is from the goods furniture warehouse days. This is 2 floors of about 6,000 square feet actually between the two. 2 floors of office, bathroom, conference room, meeting room, lunchroom, whatever. Okay? Keep going, next one. Then just walk. We were standing down there looking this way, now we walk to the other end looking back. Here's the 2 floors of office space, which could be utilized or could be torn down and remodeled. Okay? Next slide. And just various views of that space. Now standing, looking out, to orient yourself, Shirk Road is over here, Route 23 is out here. And parking is one of the issues there. The property would not come with enough parking space for us to adequately fit everybody. There's more than enough parking space to grow probably to 400 or 500 if that happened. We would just have to work out agreements with the other properties in the area, meaning there's a bank here, there's another bank right here just off the screen, and the rec center itself, there's a parking lot up here with about 70 spaces in it. Our current parking spot has spaces, I think we're in the 80s, just to give you an idea. And it's obviously to our benefit that none of these businesses are open Sunday morning. So,
Would Amelia's be in on that
Amelia's,
parking?
possibly, yeah. Amelia's is right here. Pizza Hut and S&S Grilling and whatever. Okay? Next slide. This is and this was done last week by the builder guy that's helping us. One possible way to lay out the space in there. Remember the overall is 20,000 square feet. You could put a sanctuary at the end, you can put the sanctuary anywhere. The reason they put it there is because right here and there and there, and I'm sorry, not there, but there and there are columns. So this was the way to get the most column-free space, is to put it at the end like that. That sanctuary is 6,000 square feet. It could be bigger or smaller. Again, this is 2,800 square feet. There are 180 chairs set up here. This drawing has 410 chairs in it, and it could easily be moved out that way. Actually, the builder said this was just the configuration we went with. You could easily fit 475 plus chairs in there. That's less than a third of the space.
I want to let folks know what we've been averaging, just so they understand what we're currently drawing here.
Yeah.
Last week we had 277.
Yeah.